Let's set the stage for an epic showdown in the world of digital design. Picture a bustling office filled with creative professionals, each one deeply engrossed in their work, their screens glowing with potential. On one side we have Adobe, the heavyweight champion that has dominated the industry for decades. Its name is synonymous with design. Remember the days of opening old versions of Photoshop? The slow load times, the endless toolbars, and the files that were locked to your computer, making collaboration a challenge. Sharing your work meant exporting large files, emailing them, and then waiting, sometimes for hours, for feedback to trickle in. That was the industry standard, until Figma arrived on the scene, shaking things up with a fresh, innovative approach. Now imagine a world where you simply open a browser, click a link, and you're instantly in a design file with your entire team, no matter where they are. Real-time collaboration has become the norm, with no need for installs or worrying about version chaos. Everything is seamless and efficient. Figma is fast, lightweight, and built for the internet age, making it the go-to tool for modern designers. This isn't just about adding new features, it's a fundamental shift in how we approach design and collaboration. Think of Adobe as the horse-drawn carriage and Figma as the self-driving car. One represents the old ways while the other is a glimpse into the future. The battle is clear. It's the old guard versus the new vision, tradition versus innovation. Adobe has long stood for the solitary genius, the lone designer working late into the night. Figma, on the other hand, champions design as a team sport, where collaboration and collective creativity take center stage. This isn't just about having better pen tools or more features, it's about transforming the very nature of how creative work gets done in today's interconnected world. The stakes are incredibly high. We're talking about the tools that build our digital world, the very foundation of modern design. For years, Adobe set the rules and dictated the prices, holding a monopoly over the design industry. But Figma didn't just create a better product, it fundamentally changed the game, offering a new way to think about design and collaboration. Suddenly, the king had to pay attention. The monopoly was challenged, and the industry was forced to evolve. And now, the future of design is up for grabs, with the old king and the new challenger vying for the throne. The outcome will shape the tools and workflows of designers for years to come. For decades, Adobe stood as the undisputed gatekeeper of the creative world. If you wanted to design, edit, or create, you had to go through Adobe. Their software was everywhere, on the computers of students, freelancers, agencies, and the world's biggest creative studios. Adobe's tools became the industry standard, shaping the way people worked and what they could achieve. Photographers, designers, editors, everyone relied on Adobe's suite. Whether you were retouching a photo, laying out a magazine, or animating a film, Adobe was the backbone of your workflow. It was more than just software, it was a rite of passage into the creative industry. Buying Adobe wasn't just a purchase, it was a commitment. The price tag was steep, but for many it felt essential. You saved up, bought the box, and installed it, knowing you now had the tools the pros used. But in 2013, everything changed. Adobe made a bold move, switching from one-time purchases to a subscription model, Creative Cloud. Suddenly, you didn't own your tools anymore. You rented them, month after month. No more saving up for a box on the shelf. Now you paid every month, and the costs added up. For some it was more affordable up front, but over time, the price kept climbing. This move made Adobe incredibly wealthy. Recurring revenue poured in, and users were locked into the ecosystem. If you stopped paying, you lost access to the software, and sometimes even to your own files. For many, this felt like a trap. The high costs, forced bundles, and constant updates that sometimes broke workflows left users frustrated and powerless. Creative professionals began to question if Adobe was still serving their needs. Updates would roll out, sometimes breaking projects midstream. Bundles forced users to pay for tools they didn't need. With little real competition, Adobe grew complacent. The company focused on profits, not on listening to its users. The creative community felt ignored. But frustration was building. Creatives everywhere wanted tools that were affordable, accessible, and built for collaboration. The industry was hungry for change. The market was ripe for disruption. The cracks in Adobe's fortress were starting to show, and the creative world was ready for something new. Adobe's dominance was no longer unshakable. The walls were strong, but the foundation was shifting. The creative world was restless, eager for a challenger to rise and offer a better way to work. And just as the industry reached a tipping point, Figma was about to knock on the door, ready to change everything. Figma began with two college students, Dylan Field and Evan Wallace, at Brown University in 2012. They saw WebGL's potential, not for games, but for creative tools in the browser. Their idea, a professional design tool as accessible as Google Docs. Field won a Thiel Fellowship, dropped out and moved to San Francisco with Wallace. They spent years building from scratch, solving tough tech problems. Their goal wasn't to copy Adobe but to rethink design for teams. Design was becoming collaborative, not solo. The old email and attachment workflow was broken. Figma would be browser-based, platform-agnostic, and multiplayer from day one. That vision became a multi-billion-dollar company. Figma's breakthrough? Real-time multi-user collaboration. Before, design was a lonely, slow process. Files emailed, feedback delayed. Figma made design multiplayer teammates in the same file, live from anywhere. Comments, edits, and developer handoffs happened instantly. The design file became a living, shared workspace. Design reviews went from scheduled meetings to spontaneous conversations. Silos broke down. Engineers, PMs, and designers worked together from the start. Feedback loops shrank, products improved faster. Adobe's tools felt single-player by comparison. Figma's collaboration wasn't a feature, it was the foundation. Figma's growth hack? A generous free tier. Anyone could sign up, create projects, and collaborate, no paywall. This removed barriers for students, freelancers, and startups. The freemium model fueled viral, bottom-up adoption. Teams started using Figma organically, then companies bought enterprise licenses. Figma community let users share templates, plugins, and resources. This openness built a massive, supportive ecosystem. Soon, Figma became the default inside tech giants. The free product was a Trojan horse. Figma spread everywhere. A smart business model, not just a great tool, challenged Adobe's monopoly. The flywheel was unstoppable. By 2022, Figma was the dominant design platform. Adobe's response? Buy the threat. They offered $20 billion, one of the biggest software deals ever. For Adobe, it was about eliminating their fastest-growing rival and injecting new DNA into their portfolio. They promised integration. Figma's collaboration with Adobe's creative power. For Figma, it meant resources and reach, but the design community was outraged, fearing higher prices, lost innovation, and the end of Figma's open spirit. Would the free tier survive? Would Figma become just another Adobe product? The deal felt like a betrayal to many. The future of creative tools hung in the balance. The $20 billion deal drew global antitrust scrutiny. Regulators in the US, UK, and EU worried the merger would kill competition. Their argument, Adobe and Figma were direct rivals. Combining them would create a monopoly. Less competition could mean higher prices and slower innovation. Adobe argued they served different markets, but regulators weren't convinced. The UK's CMA and the European Commission raised serious objections. Facing a long, losing battle, Adobe and Figma called off the merger in December 2023. Adobe paid a $1 billion breakup fee. Figma stayed independent. The showdown was over, but the rivalry was just beginning. This saga is about more than two companies. It's the story of software's shift from desktop to cloud. Figma proved browsers could be powerful, collaborative creative spaces. Adobe's subscription model brought profits but also user frustration. Figma's rise showed even giants can be disrupted by startups solving real pain points. Regulators reminded everyone, competition drives innovation. Figma's philosophy? Open real-time teamwork, not siloed experts. This shift is everywhere. GitHub, Notion, Slack. The battle became a proxy for the future of digital creation. Figma's independence keeps the pressure on everyone to innovate. Today the message is clear. Collaboration isn't just a trend, it's the foundation of the future of design. The days of the lone creative genius working in isolation are fading. Now, innovation thrives when diverse minds come together, sharing ideas and building on each other's strengths. The most successful products and experiences are born from teams that work seamlessly, regardless of where they are in the world. Figma's journey is proof that the age of the solo designer is over. Teams, not individuals, are the true engines of creation. By making design accessible and interactive for everyone, Figma empowered people to work together in real time, breaking down barriers between roles and departments. When Adobe's acquisition of Figma fell through, it was a wake-up call. Instead of slowing down, both companies accelerated their innovation. The competition between them sparked a race to build better, smarter, and more intuitive tools for creators everywhere. This rivalry benefits everyone. As each company pushes the other to improve, designers and teams gain access to more powerful features, smoother workflows, and platforms that truly understand their needs. Figma, no longer limited to product design, is now poised to challenge Adobe across new creative domains, expanding its reach and inspiring new ways to collaborate. Its open, community-driven platform is constantly evolving, shaped by feedback from users around the globe. This spirit of openness means anyone can contribute, experiment, and help shape the future of design. For startups and entrepreneurs, Figma's story is a beacon of hope. It shows that even in a world dominated by giants, you can make a difference by focusing relentlessly on your users and building tools that empower them. Adobe's legacy was built on powerful desktop software, but Figma recognized the next big shift: real-time, browser-based collaboration that lets teams create together, instantly, from anywhere. The real battle isn't just about who has the most features, it's about who can redefine what creativity means in a connected world. It's about building tools that unite people, spark new ideas, and make the creative process more inclusive than ever before. The tools that will shape tomorrow are the ones that bring people together, foster collaboration, and help teams achieve more than they ever could alone. As we look ahead, one thing is certain: the future isn't just in the cloud, it's collaborative, inclusive, and powered by the collective creativity of people working together. The next era of design belongs to those who embrace collaboration, break down silos, and believe that together